Yo, we are live. We are testing. Come on in, everybody. Welcome to the show. Right now, you're checking out the front page of my brand new website, theshawnwardshow.com. You can check out the website anytime, 24/7 on the internet lines. You can check out my movies, my comics, my music, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I got to say what's up to everybody watching this on the replay later on. Everybody watching on the replay, what's up? Thank you very much. I'm saying hi to you as people come into the live stream. Tonight is a big night. Tonight is the night that we are showing the first official image from the Snyder Cut, the movie. You've heard me talking about this project that we're doing called the Snyder Cut, the movie. And tonight is the night when you're going to get your first look at the first official image from the Snyder Cut, the movie. So why don't we, without further ado, get things going, shall we?
On the Sean Ward Show, I've created the #1 destination on YouTube for Marvel and DC fan parody videos. So we wanted to create something cool and extra special for our most loyal and dedicated fans as we take on the biggest project we've ever done. We're working on an original animated movie and graphic novel project and developing our first feature film. Become a member to support the channel and help these big projects come to fruition. Become a member and I'll send you my exclusive VIP art magazine with stickers and collectibles quarterly right to your house. Click join underneath this video or join on Patreon to become a member right now.
Let's go!
At the age of 6, mega superhero fan Sean Ward was hit with a thunderbolt of truth. Grown-ups are idiots figuring things out no different than kids are. A revelation inspired by his villainous grade 1 teacher. Years later, with his childhood dreams all but dead, Sean found himself dialing for dollars with no hope in sight. He decided then and there, it was time to make a change.
So it's making the proclamation, you know what, if I'm going to be a famous comic book creator, if I'm going to be a famous entertainer someday, then I have to be a famous entertainer today, rather than puttering about and hoping that the rest of the world gives me permission.
Now, Sean is revolutionizing social media through fun and wacky superhero videos, bursting past 3 million subscribers and flirting with 1 billion views. He is rivaling the numbers of the likes of Will Smith and The Breakfast Club. Ladies and gentlemen, Super Sean Ward.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining the show. I am Sean Ward, coming to you from a secret underground location high in the sky above Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This right here is the URL to my website, theshawnwardshow.com. I've been working so hard, but without further ado, okay, first of all, everybody who's in the chat, I am going to reply to your comments, but let's get the business out of the way first. The reason for tonight's live show is to show off the first official image from this project you heard me talking about called the Snyder Cut, the movie. And now here it is. I'm going to reveal for you the first official image. Are you ready? Here it is. Kabam. This is by Cas Lyon, who is doing the art and the animation on this project. Isn't this something else? Check it out right there. Boom. Here's the sort of like preview edition of the movie poster. I'm so excited for this. This is nuts. This is, it's not only a dream come true to be working on this, but this is the first step in dreams coming true that are going to last for like the next 10 years. It's going to be nuts. Now, I'm going to have more to say about this, but first I wanted to check on y'all's comments. So let's get to your comments right now, shall we? I got to check in with the chat room and see what, oh, I got a ways to scroll. Holy, y'all have been active. So let's say hello to Victoria Kelly Williams. She's a regular. She says, hi. Hi to you, Victoria. What's going down? Crystal Baker is like a troublemaker. What is this? Bro. Let me see something, dude. Put user in timeout. You know what? I should have just blocked user. Okay, now I got to scroll up. Okay, we got some good ones. Big J Spider, you weren't first. It looks like it's funny because the person who was actually first, Skype BG, are you still here? Are you still in the house, Skype BG? So Skype BG commented first, but they commented second, and then Big Spider said first, but they were second. Interesting. What up to TH? Gotta say, what's up? Tang Sin Kiat Mo commands us to start. You know how it is. Oh my God, I ain't even gonna say what's up to that. Daniel Diaz in the house. Hola to you. My man, what's up? Ah, from Barbara Mensa. Woohoo, the video works this time. I know, I'm thrilled. Where's my little icon that tells me like the quality of my stream? I don't see that. I'm not getting the little icon. Maybe that means it's doing fine. Maybe it only gives me the little icon in the corner to let me know when it's not doing fine. Maybe that's the whole thing with that. I'm going to just leave it alone. All right. Big fan of the YouTube channel from Bloody Hell Die. What's up? Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. We're trying to do bigger and badder things with this YouTube channel. It's going to be awesome. Beloved Benton is commenting on that preview image from the Snyder Cut. Exciting times, and exciting to be here on this live stream with y'all. The YouTube channel is in a really, really weird state of flux these days. The Fidget Girly says hi to you. What up? And Dave Finney says, yo, hi to you, Dave Finney. All good by you. Okay, so one last thing before we go any further here. I think it'd be a good time for me to show you something I've been working really, really hard on. Continue to work hard on. It's kind of one of those things where it's never going to be finished, right? It's like fashion. It's never finished. This is my website, theshawnwardshow.com. And it is like the central hub of where you can check in on like everything I got going on, everything you want to know about, like what I've done. But when you get down to here, one thing I wanted to have you check out is this. Support the show and get my exclusive members only art magazine, the summer issue. It's basically as soon as I can get the layouts and the storyboards for the Snyder Cut the movie off my plate and it's into production, then I can put together the second summer issue of the Sean Ward Show, The Works magazine. This is my members only art magazine that I send out to all the members quarterly. So the summer issue is due to be coming up. It's going to be the second issue. So these are going to be hot collector's items. So you want to make sure that you get them all. So if you join right now, then that means I can send you the spring edition while it's still hot. And then you're all set up to get the summer edition without missing a beat. You know what I'm saying? Because the worst thing I would hate to have happen is that you don't join for another few weeks and you get the summer issue. See, whatever stock we have remaining of the spring issue or any kind of back issues, that's going to be, when there's such a thing as back issues, right? It's going to be like $50 to buy it on the website. It's going to be like ridiculous. So I don't want you to get stuck having to pay $50 for this collector's item first issue. I want you to have it for free with your membership. So either click join. Oh, that's not what we're looking at. So either click join right here on the YouTube channel or go over to patreon.com/Sean Ward, hit up our Patreon link. And either way, you will get this, the spring issue. I'll drop it in the mail for you with stickers and collectibles right now. And then when the summer issue is ready, I'll send it to you directly. The Fidget Girly saying, I like when you play Joker. I love playing Joker. And in fact, anybody here a fan of Joker ASMR? Because I'm doing a new one. I'm doing the Joker ASMR replies to comments, and I'm doing that coming up. Check out the black web. I talk about you, Sean Ward. I made a video of you guys. Went live not too long earlier. Check it out, bro. Oh, that sounds awesome. Dude, message me the link. 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 Facebook, Instagram, I don't care. Message me the link. I got to check this out. That sounds very, very cool. I got to see it. And yes, Joker ASMR, you know it. Joker ASMR is coming back because the ones that I've done recently are like these, like the themed ones, right? The one where I did like the Halloween one and the coronavirus one. Like, okay, fine. Those are fun enough. But there's something to the original Joker ASMR and even the second one that I did where I replied to the comments. And that's what's missing from the themed ones, I think, is whatever it was, that X factor of just being the Joker and doing the ASMR with his guns and talking to his fans. So that's going to be the next one. Yo, Alex Grant in the house. What's up? Longtime fan, Alex Grant. Has not been around for the live streams so far, so I'm glad you could make it tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here on the internet lines, and yo, while we're at it, while we're here, while we're caught up on the comments, let's take another look at that Snyder Cut the movie image, shall we? Kabam. Check it out. So this is my sister, Cas Lyon. She and I are working on this project, the Snyder Cut, the movie. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. We are ankle deep in this thing. It's nuts. We are making this thing. I thought we could do it in 5 to 8 weeks. And it took about 8 weeks just to finish the screenplay. Okay. Today, I started trying to make up a schedule for doing all the layouts and the storyboards and everything that needs doing before we even go into production. And once I thought I could do it in 5 to 8 weeks, okay, that's not going to happen. Maybe I could get it done in time for when The Suicide Squad comes out in August. That's not going to happen. So now it's hopefully I can get it done. Well, we're going to get it done because we're actually putting a schedule in place now. It's I was talking to my sister Cass, who did this art right here that I just showed you. The woman who did this art is my sister. And I was talking to her earlier, and we were talking about how that when the project started, it was like nothing else we've even tried to do before. So because we didn't know what we're doing, it's a lot of just figuring things out and just seeing how long things will take. But there is something in there where the urgency isn't on it. So it's you push it ahead a little bit, and then when you push ahead a little bit of it. What we need to do now that we have kind of well, first of all, didn't know how long it was going to take to lock the screenplay. And that you can't rush that. You can't squeeze that. That's going to happen on its own bloody time, the screenplay, right? So the screenplay took a long time. Then we started getting onto the layouts and the storyboards. And now we're at a point where, okay, once the script's done, now we kind of have a sense of how long things are going to take. So we know how long it takes to do a page layout for a comic book. We know how long it takes to do the storyboards, right? So we can chart all that stuff out and work on getting this thing done in time for New York Comic Con and Fan Expo, which are both coming up in October. What up to Drain Douglas? What's going on with you, bro? Yeah. And Beloved Benton saying that's awesome art. That is an awesome compliment to my sister that she's really going to like. And I appreciate you for that. So, yeah, this is where we're at. We are doing this thing, the Snyderverse. Because I'm thinking of release the Snyder Cut. And then that turns into restore the Snyderverse. So we don't get into all the Snyderverse stuff. We're just talking about the Snyder Cut, the movie. We're just talking about the Snyder Cut, up to Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League coming out. That's how far the story takes us. So this is going to be about 40 minutes long. And it's going to be a graphic novel as well as a movie. And so the plan right now is that when we think that we're going to be about a month out from it being finished is when we're going to put a crowdfunding campaign online. And that's basically going to be to raise the money for the printing for the graphic novel. So the inspiration for this, you've heard me say it before, is a Netflix show called The Way of the House Husband. And so just like how that one was based on a comic book, manga, and you look at the movie, and I deduced recently that they literally traced the comic book to turn it into the movie. So that got me thinking, what if you actually drew the comic book digitally, knowing that you were going to take that actual art and use that actual art for the animation? That's the approach we're taking with this Snyder Cut thing. And it's very exciting. It's one of the most exciting things we've done because the channel is in this crazy state of flux. You've heard me talk on a lot of these live streams about just different ways that the world is changing and different ways that the coronavirus lockdowns and all this kind of stuff have affected our ability to do what we do. And so that got me thinking about so I'm on this track of what else can we do? Because I already knew that I've got these giant career ambitions to do certain things that I want to do with movies, right? So this is the big first step in a 10-year plan. But even with that 10 years, right? So I was in a course earlier this year, and one of the things that the instructors were saying was an Elon Musk quote where he was talking about how I'm paraphrasing here, but you take your 10-year plan, okay? Now try to get it done in 6 months. Now, you might not get your 10-year plan done in 6 months, But if you have that attitude that it's possible and you try as hard as you can to get it done in 6 months, I'll bet you'll be further along in 6 months than you would have had you treated it like a 10-year plan that's going to take you 10 years. So with that kind of approach, that's where my mind started going when I was thinking about my career and what I want to do and what the YouTube channel and the success of the YouTube channel was supposed to help me do. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. I forgot something here. I forgot about my banner. Get back on there, my banner. Because what this all ends up being about is where it just said at the first thing there is like super chats are very appreciated. We need your super chats and your memberships more than ever right now. As we get into this more experimental phase, this phase of content that's not so deliberately crafted to get the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? So we're in this little flux period where we're moving out of a mode where all of our decisions are about like trying to catch the algorithm, because that's what we've had so much success with for so long, right? Is having videos where the titles and the descriptions are chock full of Joker and Spider-Man and this kind of thing. And it helped that my interest is in classic superheroes, and we had this nice multi-year thing of the Marvel Cinematic Universe happening, where my favorite thing, classic superheroes, was the biggest thing going, right? So now we're moving into a phase where those classic superheroes ain't quite the thing that they once were, and the newer videos, the newer movies, it's really hard to cast those and do the parody thing. Because I live in a place that's still, like right now, we're still coronavirus lockdown right now. Like we've opened up slightly. We're in different stages, but we're still in coronavirus lockdowns right now, right? While the whole United States and everybody is all opening up and whatnot, I'm living up in the province of Ontario in Canada, where we're still under like lockdowns and masks and whatnot, right? So like, it's been very difficult about getting new people into the studio. You know, it's a no can do. I don't want to say too much, but I've got my little baby at home who's kind of got a little bit of an at-risk thing going on. So we had to take all of that like extra serious. So the coronavirus sort of like impacted our ability to maneuver and do what we do. But it meant that it put me into this place of thinking, okay, well, all of the YouTube stuff that I was doing on there, I was just trying to take that as far as I could go, and hopefully that would get, set me up to be able to do this other thing, which is what I really want to do, which is to make these movies, right? Like if I was on Saturday Night Live, like I've likened my show to Saturday Night Live many times over the years. And how I mean that is how, like I was once reading about how this was a big thing that helped me give myself permission for videos to sometimes not be like as good as they could be if I took more time. But it's like Saturday Night Live, where I heard Lorne Michaels once say that we put the show on because it's 11:30 on Saturday, not because it's ready, right? So for years now, I've taken that attitude with the Sean Ward Show and done a video every week. And there've been many times these giant, huge productions that are more expensive than like even the ad revenue that it makes. You know what I mean? And so I've been doing that, and I've been learning from that, and that was always supposed to be about setting me up to be able to like make movies at some point. So now I feel like I've been on Saturday Night Live all this time, and it's time to go on and do movies. Only the Sean Ward Show version is to do these bigger stories. Like this is one thing that I've been talking to people about this right here, about the Snyder Cut, the movie. One of the most exciting aspects about it is that it's so awesome to be working on something where the primary concern is that it's good, not that we get it out by Friday. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on with the channel right now is I'm taking a bit of a back to basics approach with the channel and the videos that we upload. And so when I'm looking at like the videos that have been the biggest videos on the channel, it's weird because it's the ones that I made before I had the studio, right? The street level catch as catch can running around the street kind of videos are the ones that have tens of millions and hundreds of millions of views, right? Once we moved into the studio, what it turned into was the videos that we make, they wouldn't go off into the stratosphere, into the tens of millions of views quite as often, but they would get to like 1 or 2 million views much more frequently, much more reliably. So the team that I was working with when that was basically our move, that team effed off, right? I still get people to this day asking me what happened to those guys. And maybe I should have said something publicly. Maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. But that team effed off with me being out tens of thousands of dollars on a movie project I was trying to produce. This is what I was, the whole rigmarole roundabout way of getting to it. Was it back in 2018, I produced a horror film that was supposed to be the thing that was going to like help me transition from just the YouTube channel to being a movie producer. Then the writer director who owned the IP that the movie was based on basically screwed off and ran away with the crowdfunding money after I'd already invested $15,000 in the movie. And that soured the whole relationship here at the studio. So that whole crew left. And then it got to a point of just like, okay, so that plan didn't work out. And then coronavirus lockdowns hit like right away, like right after that, within months, coronavirus lockdowns. So I got like, I don't have the team that I had. My foray into the movie career has been like, somebody ran away with it kind of thing, right? So after putting new plans together, I was thinking about, that quote I was talking about, the Elon Musk quote about what if you tried to do your 10-year plan in 6 months? So it's like, okay, so that's what made me realize that like Hollywood's never gonna come knocking on my door. Or if they do, like the chance of it happening is at this point, I got to figure it's so slim that I ought not to bank on it, right? So if making videos every week on the YouTube channel is not the thing that's going to make Hollywood come knocking on my door, then I've got to start making some moves on my own. So I've got this movie that I really want to make, right? It's been in my head for a long time. And I've even got like another wall in this studio space out over there. There's a wall that's covered in like my beat board where I was working out the story for like this movie that I want to make about Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and the early days of Marvel Comics. Okay. But that movie is like a period piece and it's so huge, the scope of it, like nothing I've ever done before. And I'm just like, an amateur film YouTuber guy, right? So that's just like such a huge leap. So I start working backwards. Okay, we'll break it off into more manageable pieces. Maybe I got to have a debut feature in place that I can then build on that experience and go do this Stan Lee movie, right? Okay, so but then even a debut feature film, I'm used to making videos that are 5-10 minutes long. To then go make something that's like hour and a half to 2 hours, like that's a huge jump. So then that's around the time that I had this idea to do the Snyder Cut, the story of the behind the scenes of the Snyder Cut as like an explainer video on the YouTube channel, but I would do some art and do some drawings for it. And then those drawings could go become like, a little storybook or something. I don't know. I was going to do something with it. But then I told the story on another live stream weeks ago about how I was on my way up to bed one night and I thought of something. I wanted to jot it down real quick. So instead of turning right to go up the stairs to the bedroom, I turned left to go into the living room thinking I was going to jot something down in my notebook. But as I entered the living room, I was overcome with this feeling of like, oh my God, this is the muse coming to visit. I'm going to be up late. Oh my God. So I sat on the couch and I was up until 2:30 in the morning with my spiral bound notebook and a pen, writing it out longhand, just like the years worth of history that happened behind the scenes of Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, Justice League, Suicide Squad, like all the different behind the scenes drama that you and I have heard so much about over the last many years, how to break it down to like a story, like shorten that narrative to make it so concise. And the thing is the story is so ridiculous and so larger than life that to do it animated, the moment of inspiration there was like, okay, we have this idea that I want to do these bigger scale productions, but I can't bring in the people that I would need to work on something like that with. So then the idea to do it animated hit me because now we can turn that into a comic book as well. Plus we have art that we can do other things with. Plus we don't need as many actors. So it just tumbled out of me. Like I just wrote this story to take that year's worth of real life events and shrink it down to just like enough, like a single page sheet. And the story was all there. So then I started kind of teasing it out and expanding on it and like filling out the scenes and writing the dialogue. And then it was about a 6 to 7 week process, just writing the screenplay and revisions and whatnot. Now we're into the storyboarding phase and the page layouts phase. And it's going to be over the next couple of months that we work on this behind the scenes while we're doing the YouTube channel. So this is the exercise in production and storytelling to prove to myself more than anybody else that I've got what it takes, that I know how to tell a big movie-length narrative story. So this is like screenwriting school for me, that I can then take the experience to go make a feature film. There's a meeting happening in 2 days on Wednesday. I've already got every other week meetings booked to develop this feature film that comes after this. Okay. And then after the build, so that at that point, once we've got the Snyder Cut movie, animated film inspired by way of The House Husband, we've got the animated film, and then we've got the feature film after that. That definitely together can put us in a position to attract who we need to attract to do something on the scale of this Stan Lee and Jack Kirby movie that I want to make. And then from there to go on to do who even knows. I mean, my dream is that I would go on to do like Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew as a DC Universe movie. And I've even got it in my Twitter bio that I'm going to be the director of the Yellow Submarine remake, the Beatles movie from 1969. The whole career ambition leads to those kinds of things. And this right here is step one. So when the time comes to release the crowdfunding campaign, this is what I need. I desperately need you to get on this, to support this. We're talking a couple months from now. There's going to be a crowdfunding campaign, and I need you to get on this, make this a success, because we can just do so much for the world with that. It's going to be so great. So getting back to your comments. F the corona, but guess what, Sean? I live in Chatham, Ontario, not too far from Toronto. Okay, awesome. Well, hopefully we'll see you at Fan Expo, and we'll get you in a video. That would be awesome. Spider-Man 3 and Sonic the Hedgehog new trailer. Hold on a second. I have a feeling that this is somebody talking bunk. I was looking for my phone, but I'm just going to open another tab real quick and go Spider-Man trailer. Spider-Man, Far From Home trailer. Spider-Man No Way is reportedly ready to go. Okay, so it's not out. Okay, so somebody's being a clown in the chat. You are being a clown, bud. Sangeetha Tavanathan, how are you? I'm terrific, bro. I've got so much amazing stuff that I'm working on, and I'm just so excited for all of it. You know what I'm saying? You got my support 100%. That's one thing I know. We have some awesome fans, some awesome supporters, and some dedicated members. So, y'all, you see this little symbol right here beside Beloved Benton's name? That means that she is a member. That means that she has clicked the join button right here on YouTube and has become a member of the Sean Ward Show. Now, Beloved Benton is worth singling out because not only that, she's also a member on the Patreon. Ridiculous. So this is a dedicated and loyal supporter. So you've got some cool stuff coming in the mail, Beloved Benton. In fact, I've got to get you a collection of stuff. Like I sent out today, I sent out a box that had T-shirts and art prints and all kinds of stuff in it. And I got to get one of those for you because you've been a dedicated viewer for a long time. Which DC character do you love? Oh, man, I love all of them. But my favorites, of course, like I said, are the classic superheroes. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I even love Swamp Thing. There was a character that DC published in the 80s called Mad Dog. He was this dude that has like basically a ripoff of the Punisher, who wore a hockey jersey with this like cartoon bulldog on it and a Jason mask and went around shooting everybody like the Punisher. And when I was young, when I was a kid and I shouldn't have been looking at that stuff, it was awesome. Spider-Man is the greatest superhero. Yes, I love Spider-Man. In fact, do you guys follow me on Instagram? Do you guys follow the show? The.Sean.Ward.show on Instagram is the Instagram handle for the show. It's been growing lately, so appreciate everybody for that. But the reason I brought it up is because one of the posts I put up there just today is a video of my Spider-Man collection. Because the most recent video on the channel right now is that Spider-Man versus Venom, the history of why they're not in the same movie universe. Did a video about that. And the fidget girly, you can't be doing that spamming, bro. So I'm putting you in timeout. But yeah, you can't be doing that, bro. You said did it the once, shout out, you win. But stop spamming. So yes, Spider-Man is the greatest superhero. I collect Spider-Man. And you can go on my Instagram right now on the show's Instagram and see my Spider-Man collection. It's rad. Josh Nelson, what is the best Spider-Man show? Oh, man. I don't know about all that. I mean, I got a fondness when I'm a kid, the classics, 1967. But then again, when I was really, really, really little, I got to see a little bit of Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Spider-Man was always this like elusive character, right? So there was a Spider-Man cartoon show on, but I didn't get to see it because my parents signed me and my sister up for swimming lessons at that time. There had once been a Spider-Man action figure in the Secret Wars collection, and I wanted it so bad, but I never had it. And then there was no Spider-Man action figure on the market for a bunch of years after that. Like when I was a kid, Spider-Man was this weirdly elusive character, and I think that added to the mystique of why I love Spider-Man so much now. And me collecting Spider-Man is totally me overcompensating for not having that action figure as a kid. Yeah. Do you like Venom? I do like Venom. I mean, I'm not as big a fan of the character in the comics. I like Venom, like in terms of that I like comics, right? That I'm an old school comic nerd. But when it comes to the movie, and I said this in my most recent video, the one that I just mentioned about why Spider-Man and Venom aren't in the same movie universe. That's the latest video on the channel right now. But what I said in that video was that I admired how the movie, I admired how it rised, is that a word? How it rose to the challenge of doing a Venom movie with a Spider-Man. I thought that they stepped up to that challenge really well and sincerely. I don't think that they tried to phone that in. They didn't treat it as a cash grab. I think it was dope. So good for them. He says, Spectacular. Do you know Spectacular Spider-Man? Of course I do. Of course I know Spectacular Spider-Man. Oh, I didn't even get to finish what I was talking about when you asked. The reason why I was going off on a tangent there, when you were saying, like, what is the best Spider-Man show? I like the old one. Spider-Man, His Amazing Friends. Spectacular Spider-Man is so good. I even like the MTV one from back in the day. You know, the computer-generated MTV one that they made basically as an excuse to test out the special effects for the movie? What I wanted to say about the Spider-Man TV show, and you can tell me what you think about this, I think, yeah, movies, okay, fine. What I really want to see, because Smallville gave me this idea. When Smallville was on TV, people thought the superheroes were passé. So they didn't want to, so there was a phrase that they have. You listen to the commentary on the episodes on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever, you'll hear them talk about how no tights, no flights was the motto. That they wanted to like show Clark doing some superheroic stuff, but they didn't want to go full on into it being a superhero show. It turned into that later, but at the beginning, right? But what I say is screw all that. I want to see my pitch for a Spider-Man TV show would be that you take Smallville and you do not shy away from all of the stuff about his powers and his costumes. In fact, you go full bore into it. A show that's set in New York City that follows Peter Parker, and every episode he's seen a different villain, and some of the villains recur. A show like that where you get to see all of Spidey's Rose Gallery in action, and you get all these like overarching Spidey classic story arcs. You can play them out over whole seasons. You could do a show like that, and just based on what's in the comics, you wouldn't have to make up anything new for like 7 seasons. Like, think about it. Like Gwen Stacy gets thrown off the Brooklyn Bridge in season like 3-4, like maybe the end of season 3. So you've built up this love interest, and then you shock the audience by killing her off at the end of season like 3. It's like, what? All this kind of stuff. It's nuts. Yo, I gotta put this on screen. Jesus loves you too. Yo, I'm a believer. I'm about it. So I'll put it on screen. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves everybody. Hell yeah. Spider-Man 1994 made the best Spider-Man action figures. Yeah. So that was like right as I was getting a little bit older, as I had those ones. But I just really wanted that Secret Wars one when I was like really, really, really little. What would you like to see if Thor ever went against Superman? Oh, did you shout out now to oh shit, what's it called? Something Beatdown. Damn it, I forget the title of it. How am I blanking on this? Superpower? No. Oh, damn it. But there's that channel that they do the Aaron Shanky. What's it called? Is it just Superpower Beatdown.com? Superpower Beatdown. I don't think that's the name of it. I'm looking it up in a browser tab here. Bat in the Sun. Yeah, Bat in the Sun. That's the YouTube channel. But what's that show? So yeah, superpower beatdown. So the one that they just put 1 year ago, they did Black Widow versus Black Canary. So the reason why I brought them up is because that is a show where they did an episode. So they did Thor versus Superman, but they do their videos. The whole point of the superpower beatdown episode, the whole point of that show is it's like Hollywood level special effects with these fights and these crossovers that would never happen in the movies because of trademark issues and whatnot. So they did an episode like they did Darth Vader versus Batman, and they did it with two different endings. Like the show is crazy. They put so much into it. And Aaron Schenke, he's a pal. I've met him around the Comic Cons. He's a cool guy, a fellow Joker cosplayer. So if you see Aaron Schenke, tell him I said, what up? Stan Lee, may he rest in peace. Absolutely. I'm with you on that. You heard Richard Donner passed on today, right? So let's take this off the screen and let's just say right now together, moment of silence for Richard Donner, shall we? The man who basically invented modern superhero movies. That's who passed on today at 91. So awesome dude. Awesome dude. Super excited for Black Widow. Yeah, me too. I cannot wait. Sean, do you know Spider-Man's favorite dessert is? I don't, but I want you to tell me. So please put it in the chat and I'll put it on screen. Bat in the Sun. Exactly. So do you watch Bat in the Sun? Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen those videos? Is that why you put that there? Let me know in the chat. So yeah, as we were saying, do you know Spider-Man's favorite dessert is? I don't know. So Black Widow, we're having an office party. My usual thing with the superhero movies, my usual thing is to get like 30 people to buy 30 tickets. I basically everybody who's worked on videos in the last several months, bring everybody. And we go, I mean, you've seen it on the Instagram, with the Sean Ward Show Movie Club. And we show up on opening night. We roll in like 20 something deep, right? It's so fun. I love it so much. And we're not getting to do that for Black Widow because I live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and we're still locked down. The movie theaters are not open. So no Black Widow. No Black Widow at the movie theater. I'm watching it here. Yeah, we're going to invite a bunch of people to the studio. I'm going to watch it here. And there's the answer. What's Spider-Man's favorite dessert? Aunt May's cherry pie. Buddy, you're gross. That's rude. If the joke, if you're making the joke, I think you're gross. We are open here. Where is there? I'm pretty sure you're in Ontario, ain't you, beloved Benton? You know what? Why don't I go see? Why don't I open up my browser tab and type in the website for my local movie theater? And okay, Black Widow, experience it in the theaters. Okay, but what theaters? Get tickets. Okay, I'm clicking get tickets. Black Widow, sex theater or city. Saskatoon. So Abbotsford, St. John. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here. Type in my city. Toronto. Oh, is it? Scotiabank Theater? Yeah, see, it's not, I don't know. Beloved Benton, you're telling me the theaters are open. Maybe it's a Toronto thing, but it looks like there's nothing on the Cineplex website about that. So what am I going to do? Oh, that's why you're in BC. I forgot. Why do I think you're in Ontario? You're in BC. That's why. Sean, are you sad you can't go out? Yeah, I'm mad sad. I mean, I can go out, but I'm limited in what I can do. Like things are opened up enough now that enough people have been vaccinated, whatever, all that kind of thing that we can start like maybe interacting with, getting together with some people who haven't been on the show in a while, going out and doing some of our idea videos in the street. Plus the weather's nice, right? So that kind of thing is easier. But I'm definitely sad that we can't go to the movies, right? I'm definitely sad that my wife and my daughter can't go to the public library and experience, children's reading hour or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that I'm bummed out about that. Yeah, Spider-Man has the best theme songs, or Superman. Well, it depends on how, because Spider-Man's got that jazzy Spider-Man, but Superman's got that classical. Dun, 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 dun. And even the Man of Steel theme that Hans Zimmer did was terrific. I don't know if I ever told you, but when Hans Zimmer came to town a few years ago, I took a couple of people on my YouTube channel. Actually, the guy who has the horror project that I did the film for, This is a guy who I thought we were so tight. This dude called me his brother, right? This is a dude I thought I was so tight with that I bought tickets to front row. Okay, it wasn't front row, it was row 5. We were in the 5th row of the Hans Zimmer concert. And it was so crazy because a few summers ago, Hans Zimmer went on tour like a rock band with a full orchestra. And he played all of like his biggest hits from all of his movie scores. So I got those tickets down the front waiting for when he would do the Superman suite and the Dark Knight stuff. And for the Wonder Woman theme, he got all the women from the orchestra to go out to the front of the stage, including the one woman who's like that cello player that he had in the video that was like the official released version of the song. She went on tour with him. And so we're there in like the middle of the 5th row, giant arena, right? Where the Toronto Maple Leafs play hockey. And he's like right there. And you got to look like it fills up your whole peripheral vision. And the sound is just all around you to hear those songs played in that context. So I took my homie, who I thought was my homie, to the Hans Zimmer concert. Also took this person to Disney World, to New York Comic Con, to traveling all over the place. This is a person that I cared about so much that I thought I would make his dreams come true and produce a movie based on his horror project. And once the movie was done, so it's finished. It's not even like we didn't get to do it. We did it, and it's done, and it's good. But at the last minute, when it was time to release it, he started not wanting to put it out yet. He wants more time to think about it. He doesn't want to do our business deal, and just avoided it. Never talked about it again for a whole year until he took the crowdfunding money we had raised, ran away with it, and quit the show. So if you know what or who I'm talking about, then you know the real deal of what happened with that. Have you gone to Disneyland? Oh, dude. Oh. You are messing with my emotions right now. And I'm only half kidding. Because the story there is that here's the scoop. So me and my wife, we have been to Disney World. Before the pandemic, we would be at Disney World once, sometimes twice every year for probably 4 years. It was a big part of our life. It was very expensive, but we treated it as an investment in our family because we wanted the whole Disney parks thing to be a big part of our family culture, right? And dreamed of one day when we could like have a children one day and take the children to Disney World and take family, parents and whatnot, all these different trips that we want to do. But the main thing was that we wanted to go and we wanted to be experts by the time Star Wars Land opened and the Disney World 50th anniversary celebration happened. And part of that too is the West Coast parks. So I was going to go to Avengers Campus. Okay. So my wife gets pregnant and we're having my daughter and she's like humongous, like almost ready to pop when Star Wars Land is opening. So I did not go to Star Wars Land because what am I going to do? Go to the opening of Star Wars Land and leave my pregnant wife at home? Like, I don't know. I was never going to fly. Right. So I said, okay, I'll be okay with that because Star Wars isn't my main fandom. My main fandom is superheroes. And even at that, my main fandom is Spider-Man. So knowing that they were going to be doing this Spider-Man ride, Avengers Campus was supposed to be opening last year. And I had a reservation for the Disneyland Hotel for 5 nights. So my baby was going to be, let me do the arithmetic, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So my baby was going to be like 8-9 months old around then. And we were going to go to California. We were going to fly in, check into the hotel. Day 1 of the trip, we were going to do Disneyland as a family. Day 2 of the trip was going to be the opening day of Avengers Campus. So mom and the baby were going to hang out by the hotel, do the pool, whatever, while I go do opening day of Avengers Campus by myself. And I'm sure I would have had friends because I got friends in California, nerds, whatnot, and we could have hooked it up, whatever. So it's not even like a thing that I would have liked to do. I had the reservation. It was already happening. I was going to be there. I was going to do a video of opening day of Avengers Campus for my YouTube channel. And then the coronavirus thing started to get out, and my wife started talking to me about like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think we should go on that trip. I think we should cancel it. I'm like, if it's open, we're going. Like, that's it. And then they took it off the table when everything closed and locked down, and that was the end of that. So now Avengers Campus opened this year, but we're still under a lockdown and a travel restriction, and it's nuts. It's a shit show. Maybe I should have just gone anyway. Wore a mask on the plane and gone anyway. Regardless, I've got a friend named Liz who works at Disneyland, and anytime I want to go, I've never paid to get into Disneyland. My friend Liz just gets me in every time I'm there because she works there, and it is fun. So when the Guardians of the Galaxy ride opened at Disneyland, I got to go in. It was open for not even a month yet, and I got to go in, and because of my friend who works there who took me, we skipped the line. I went on it 3 times that day when the lineup was still 3.5 hours. That was amazing. And that was the trip where I met, by chance, bumped into Dave Bautista himself the day after I went on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. And that was so cool. Daraine Douglas is like, I love your videos. They love you back, bro. They can't get enough of your style. These videos, they see you coming and they're just like, that's the man. Daraine Douglas. Never been to Disneyland. It's super fun. It's expensive, but it's fun. That's the one thing. When we started going to Disney World, the first couple times we went, or the first time we went, when we did like because here's the thing. Went down to Florida to make videos with my buddy Jason and make them laugh films, right? We did a day at Disney World with my buddy Jason, and that just doing a day at Disney World made us realize how bad we actually wanted to do a Disney vacation, okay? So the first time we did a Disney vacation, we noticed that, like, yes, it's expensive, but holy hell, the attention to detail. Like that whole thing about how they want to make sure that every guest has like that magical time, the whole Disney magic thing, like that's legit. That is super serious. So it's expensive, but you get what you pay for. And there's ways to like, yeah, they're trying to gouge you. And yeah, there's a lot of it that's like a money suck, but there's ways to do it that you're not succumbing to that. Like, yeah, the hotel's gonna be expensive. There's ways to do it where you're treating yourself without totally just like spending money like an idiot. Underground gaming, you're so cool. Well, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. It's Jack. Yo, Big Jack Films. Shout out. What up? Yo, in the place. Dude, Big Jack Films. Did you miss it earlier when we did the big announcement? I don't know if you heard me talking about it, but this is the new thing right here. This is the live stream where we're doing the world's first look at art from the Snyder Cut the movie. This is the new hotness, Jack. And because you're a filmmaker, I think you'll appreciate this. This is an animated film I'm doing with my sister. She's an animator. She's doing the art and animation. I'm writing and directing. This is going to be about a 40-minute long project. It's going to be nuts. How is your Zack Snyder video going? Dude, it's terrific. I mean, it's slow, but it's going good. And like I was saying earlier, it's very exciting to be working on something like that, something where the point of it is that it be as good as possible, not get it done as fast as possible. Because basically every kind of art, anything that I've done in probably more than 10 years has all been about getting it done as fast as possible. This whole idea of minimum viable product. Not every one thing will be the best thing ever, but we'll make it up in volume. We're just the total of what it all adds up to will just be so overwhelming and undeniable. So it's extremely exciting now to be working on something where we're actually going to take the time, because time is expensive, right? So we're going to take that time, make that investment, and having it actually be good and truly reflect our creative vision. So we're on it like that. Prime Studios is like, is that an Infinity Gauntlet behind? If so, snap and bring Spider-Man to life. Well, you might remember from when we did the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame parody videos, it wasn't a snap, it was a clap and jazz hands. That's how we did it. Do you like Toy Story? Yes, it's all right. I need to go back to Disney. I've been over 10 years. Galaxy's Edge looks fantastic. Dude, I am a little kid throwing a tantrum inside. That like it's just this like it's a little kid in me that just refuses to accept that anybody has even been to Star Wars Land before I get to go see it. Like that just like infuriates me to no end. Like I'm just like mad isn't even the word. It's like philosophically offensive that anybody has been to Star Wars Land. And now Avengers Campus, thank you very much, before I get to go. Like, it's just like God is screwing with me. That's like the little kid in me thinking that. Yeah. Well, thanks very much. I'm impressed. Appreciate you for that. What if Spider-Man battled Superman in real life? Dude, Spider-Man would get mangled in 2 seconds flat. That's not even, I mean, there's been 2 comic books where they faced off against each other. So look back on those and see, oh, maybe we should adapt one of those. Yeah, because that's the thing too. Is I've sometimes thought about. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments. But I've had the idea here and there to take classic stories from the comics that have not been turned into movies and then adapt them and do them in our style. So maybe we do one of those Spider-Man versus Superman comic books, one of the ones that actually came out, but we do them in our filmmaking style. That would be awesome. Yes, indeed. Galaxy's Edge is something I'd really want to do. I know. Did you ever hear about how Galaxy's Edge was supposed to be Tatooine? It was supposed to be, because right now you have like, it's supposed to be this like planet. Why it's called Galaxy's Edge is it's this location that's not in any of the movies. It's in the Star Wars galaxy. It's the furthest known outpost in the entire Star Wars galaxy, and that's the concept for it, right? And so why you go on the Smuggler's Run ride and you see Kylo Ren and whatnot, and why it's the Galaxy's Edge concept, because originally it was supposed to be the town sort of locale was supposed to be Tatooine, and then the forest sort of hideout was supposed to be Return of the Jedi, like Endor. And Kathleen Kennedy supposedly went to Bob Iger and told him, like, why are we basing it on the old movies? Why don't we base it on the new movies? And they're corporate people. So like, okay, that makes sense. And because they were flying high on the success of The Force Awakens at the time, they felt emboldened that their ideas were better than George Lucas's. And that's why we have Star Wars Land is this made up thing that features characters from the new trilogy. But at the same time, I do like the idea that it is its own thing. It starts reminding me of, like, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean was a ride at Disneyland, not based on any movies or anything, but then it developed its own lore, and then they turned that into movies and whatnot. So I feel like that's a similar thing to what they could do with Galaxy's Edge. In fact, there's a game that I have for my VR machine that's called Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, and it takes place on the outskirts of the place that you're visiting when you go to Star Wars Land. So it's all very cool like that. I love your videos, dude. My videos, they told me. My videos told me, dude, they got a crush on you, dude. They got a crush on you. Can you do a Mobius video? I assume you mean Morbius, and we just might have to. That'd be fun. I'm working on another short novel. It's a Doctor Who Marvel. Well, what Marvel characters are going to be in it? That sounds awesome. Yes, I remember that. I'm not sure what you said you remember, because I've been looking at all these comments and my head is starting to swim. Never. Are you saying that you've never been, or are you telling people not to go? I'm not sure what you meant. Spent a lot of my time in the Universal parks the last 10 years. Oh, okay. That's weird. I don't know why you would do one but not the other. Then again, I guess, yeah, if you're a filmmaker, that makes sense. And also, you know, it's a more of a grown-up experience. Disney World is very much like, it's about if you're not a kid, then it's about your inner child. And so if you want that more mature experience, then yeah, I can see why Universal Parks would be the thing for you. But if you're going down there over 10 years, I would have thought that just for fun, you just pop over the Disney parks just to see what's going on. What's the chicken behind you doing, says the Puppet Gang. Well, he's holding Mjolnir, and he's wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. I sometimes have a light shining on him over here off camera. I'll turn it on for you to illuminate him. But the reason why I didn't turn that light on today is see what it does to the wall over there? It kills my vibe with these colors, right? So I didn't want to screw with the colors on the wall, so I didn't turn that light on. I'm still figuring out how to do this whole live setup. This is a beta test. It's been in beta for a couple of months now. But yeah, it's all just a beta test. Spider-Man versus Superman. How about Iron Man versus Superman? That would be a better fight. I still think it's not a fair fight, because I still think Superman could rip Iron Man's suit apart if he had to. But I also think Tony Stark is smarter than Superman. So that would be interesting to see anyway. I'm back a day because I like the Father Saw Your Name in the video. Fantastic. A Marvel versus DC video. I've done a few of those. I love doing them. I love mixing it up, you know. I'm glad to see everyone getting back to the norm. If you need a Burton Batman suit for your project, I'm in. LOL. Well, maybe we should do like a mashup. Get all the Batmans. The Marvel characters are Loki and my own character, Lisa. The Avengers will make an appearance too. That sounds awesome. Big projects for 2022 is a retrospective of the 2 Burton Batman movies. There's been delays in 2019. Why has it been delayed? That sounds like the kind of thing that you would have been able to do during coronavirus with like more time to dedicate to it. Which brother is probably Thor for me, because I like the Avengers better than I like Loki. The Loki show is kind of just okay for me. Iron Man versus Superman would be cool. Tony would lose round 1, but then would research Superman and use kryptonite in round 2. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Tony would figure out a way to fucking shoot that'd be a dope thing for a movie too. Shoots a kryptonite beam out of his fucking repulsor. That'd just be like so cool. And then Derain is asking, how do you become a YouTuber? You just got to start uploading videos, bro. You got to just start doing it. And then you got to like ask everybody you know to watch them. And it's just one of those things where there's no way around it. You just got to go through it. It's difficult. And when you're first putting up videos and you feel like no one's watching them, it can be demoralizing. But it's the challenge. It's on you. That's the main. How do you become a YouTuber? Is you develop the quality of character to assume responsibility. To assume that if your videos aren't getting watched, to assume that means you got to make better videos and not blame the algorithm and shit like that. That's probably the piece of advice I would give, because anything about this camera, that light, whatever, you can fucking borrow your mom's phone and make a video for YouTube nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But that quality of character to persevere through the tough times is, I mean, just to do anything in this life is kind of the main quality. Oh, okay, because you had to do. Oh, dude, when you're saying you might have access to the Batmobile, are you talking about Brampton Batman? Let me just up or down. Let me know if that's who you're talking about, because that's the only person I know locally that has that car. And then, like Iron Man, have kryptonite missiles. Yeah, he would totally do that. He would totally have kryptonite missiles, and that's how he would win. And that would be hilarious. All right. Well, it looks like we were all caught up on the comments. So, are you wondering how? Well, if I get the DeLorean time machine, I can buy mobile. Oh, yeah. Well, you're gonna be like that about it and not offer to like bring it over to my studio so I can get video with it. I'm only kidding with you. Don't you love how in Endgame they invent immortality and just throw it aside and never be talked about? What do you mean they invent immortality? Explain to me what you mean there, because I'm not sure what you mean. How they invent immortality. Is that like, are you talking about with the time traveling? Like, I'm not sure what you mean with that. So let me know in the comments what you meant by that. But we're almost done the hour. And yeah, please let me know in DM. We're almost done the hour. So we are going to be wrapping this up very soon. But before we go, I wanted to remind you of a couple of things. Number one, the Snyder Cut the movie. This is the big project that I'm working on. This is like taking up a huge amount of my focus and attention in life and my creative energy. This script is amazing. I'm really proud of what we've done to the real life story to turn it into this animated film. And I'm so excited to get it out and show it to all of you. That's going to be awesome. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about, to mention to you real quick, is to get over to my website and how you can support the show. And if you become a member, I will send you my members only art magazine. It's called The Sean Ward Show, The Works. And what happens is when you look in the pages of this magazine, it's like art from certain videos that like my art, the videos where I do my art in them, like those explainer videos that I've illustrated. It's like art from those. It's like art from videos like how I got my first 1 million views. It's stuff that I did in my sketchbook that no one was ever going to see. Right. Every single page in this is done by hand. There's no typesetting, no mechanical anything. This is all done by hand, and I'll drop one in the mail to you. And you got to get on it now because the summer issue is coming out soon. And I don't want you to get the summer one, not have the spring one, and go on the website and see the back issues of the spring one are $50. I don't want that to be you left out in the cold like that. I want you to have it. So become a member now. I send you the spring issue right now, and you'll get the summer issue in the next few weeks as that comes around. Oh, right there in the clutch. Beloved Benton, thank you so much. Oh, appreciate you. Oh, you are cool. Ezra looks chubby. Get at it. Hold on a second. Let me see what you mean. No, he's just got the thing on his chin. No, he's just got the thing on his chin. That's all. This is my sister, Cas Lyon, that did this. She is an artist. She is terrific. She's an artist. She's an animator, and I love her to death. And I've been wanting to do a big project with her for a long time. When she was in school for animation, my whole thing, I kept on telling her, hurry up and graduate. I need you to work. I need you to work for me. I've got stuff I need you to do. I want to work with you. I want to develop projects with you. Hurry up and graduate. And so she did. And now we're working on this. It's very exciting. Do you play Roblox? No, I'm a little old for Roblox, I think. And do you like Toy Story? I love Toy Story. Okay, so with Beloved Benton, this was a brilliant and glorious way to close out the show. I appreciate you so much. You are an incredible fan. And thank you so much for your support, Beloved Benton. I don't even know what else to say other than just like, I appreciate it so much and thank you so much. Are you going to be a celebrity one day, like a movie producer? Yes. Yes. Because it's this, and then it's my feature film that I'm not saying a whole lot about right now. And then it's my Stan Lee and Jack Kirby movie. And then that's when I get talking to some Hollywood people and they let me do Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew for DC Films with a Superman cameo in it. And then I get hired to direct the remake of the Beatles' 1969 cartoon movie Yellow Submarine. That's my career goal. That's my career, the path I'm laying out in front of me, my career dream right there. So yeah, are you going to be a celebrity one day like a movie producer? Yes. I mean, as long as you and everybody watching this supports, hell yeah. With great power. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's true. That's big time true. When he becomes a movie. Well, hopefully, Beloved Benton, you will be in the VIP section at whatever premiere is going on for my big Hollywood production, because you will have been a fan and a supporter for like so long by that point. And so the people who are becoming members now are like the hardcore long-time fans that like years from now, when it all turns into something really big, the people who became members back in 2021, they're going to be like the long-time OG people that get all the perks. So that's going to be fun. When is the next live stream? Next week, every Monday. I put them up on Monday, and then I quickly turn them to members only. So anybody can watch it live, take part in the show. It's a lot of fun. But then to watch it again later is a members only bonus feature. But the live is every Monday night at 9:00. Best supervillain ever, Harley Quinn. Prove me wrong. Well, that's a discussion we can have another time. That would be awesome. Do you know Ninja Kids? I do. Yes. Well, not personally. Like I know of that channel. Tell Oliver I said hi. Oliver, Judd Nelson from the Breakfast Club. Dope. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have shown you the first look at the art from the Snyder Cut, the movie. And this seems like a good place to say goodnight. So thank all of you for joining the live stream. It was super fun to show this to you. I'm just so excited to be working on this, and come back every week for updates and announcements. And anytime we got something to show, this is where we're going to show it first. So now you've seen this. This will be on the Instagram tomorrow. And when you see it on the Instagram tomorrow, you'll know that you saw it first on the live stream the previous night, which is this live stream right now that we've all enjoyed together. Thanks so much, everybody. I appreciate you. And we'll see you again next week, next Monday at 9:00 Eastern Time.